I guarantee you're not as excited as I am.
Pretty excited.
Let's go. Dude, this is gonna be awesome.
This is nuts.
This is so nuts.
This is insane. This is insane.
Where are we going?
Montana.
What are we doing?
Hunting.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. Pacing down a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon.
We are about 7 hours in. As you can see, it's dark outside behind me. We're real close to Omaha, Nebraska. Like, I think right across the river from it. So we've got a little bit more driving to do, like 15 hours. I'm gonna take a little cat nap, and Luke's gonna drive until he gets tired, and then I'm gonna switch him, and we're going to just kind of do that and allow for each of us to get a break in. He's been doing real good driving and getting us where we need to be. I told him at first it was only gonna be 12 hours, or not 12 hours, 2 hours of him driving, and it just kind of morphed into him driving for a while now. So we're just gonna get after it and get to Montana.
Well, guys, we are in between Bozeman and Livingston, and we're on I-90, and we are just taking in the views. As you can see behind me, there's just, the mountains are big, beautiful, and just nothing we've ever seen before. To be quite honest, it's like one of these little hills is about the tallest we got back home. So this is just it's a real cool experience, and I hope this video goes to show what, two broke college kids who finally got 10 days off of school because they worked ahead are gonna do, what adventure they can set off on, and what they can put their minds to. And that's basically what we're doing. Is we had 10 days off. We worked to get our homework done, and now we're gonna spend a few days up in the mountains. And I'm super stoked. And this has been a lifelong dream of mine. So I'm having a good time already. So that's not bad. That's not bad at all.
Nope. If that's all that's in the unit, we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, I doubt that's all that's in the unit, but I'd say this place is good to go. Those horses are gonna have to stay close to that water, and we're gonna be able to get a little bit more altitude. So I think we're good to go. Let's jump out. Keep going. Well, we just shot my bow, and everything's on. Everything's good. 60, 20, all that. I already checked the 20s and the 30s before we left and all that sort of stuff. And everything's on. Everything's good. So I'm putting this up. We're gonna hide kind of our valuables under like some stuff and lock everything up, and then we're gonna go off trail and head up the mountain, and we're gonna devise a game plan once we get everything out of the truck and lock the truck. And then me and Luke are gonna look and see what the best route is, easiest on us, and then we're gonna get after some elk. We just turned off the camera and I dropped my bugle tube and it shattered. The end piece shattered. There's another piece over there. That ain't good. Good thing I brought an extra, but I wanted to use this metal bugle tube so bad. I think I still can. Might just take it, but pressing against my lips would be a little pointy. So I might just grab the other one. But dang, that kind of sucked.
Phelps Game Calls, you could send us a free one to make up for it if you wanted to, right?
If they want to.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to.
called from that direction. That way. So I'm thinking...
Start going up that ridge?
Yeah, I'm thinking that ridge right there. I think that ridge is pretty flat.
Okay.
It looks like where we're at, that's open, but it looks like it's thick right here.
Okay.
We might be able to get up to right in here and call. So we have to go that way. But we're gonna have to be pretty still. Dude, that was awesome.
Did you see him at first? Or
Yeah.
Did you hear him, or was it not until I said, hey?
When you said, hey, that's when I heard him. But, or like I saw him run.
Yeah.
But then I saw the other ones, and then I just heard that one.
Yeah.
So, there's a bull in there.
Yeah.
We just gotta be careful that there's not satellites. So we're gonna take it real easily. In case there's another one just kind of around. How did you see him? You just caught him out of the corner of your eye, or you heard him?
I heard him. I know I looked over, I saw him running.
Not near as high as I thought we would have to go. Like, I'll camp here tonight 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is the next day. Yesterday we got on some elk and we kind of spooked them a little bit. They didn't smell us, our wind was great, but they did definitely see us coming down the trail. And we think that those elk, by the way, he called or bugled at the last end. He sounded like he was rounding up his cows. And he went up and he went down the mountain a little bit. And so I don't really know where he went. I think we may have blown him up and out a little bit. That was not our original plan, to find any down here. There's some good sign down here. And I think that they might migrate down in here during the day and they bed down in here, which is a possibility, but I'm not 100% sure. My original plan is what I think we're going to do today, which is gain about 2,000 feet of elevation and then cut around the top of the mountain at an elevation band of like 82 and try to call in those upper basins where there's a lot of good grass and stuff like that. So that's a plan for today, I think. Depending on how today goes, if we hear anything, see anything, we'll let you all know. We'll film a little bit more today. But I'm thinking that if we get on them up there, we'll stay up at that band. If we don't, then we'll come back down to this elevation band and kind of work these darker timber spots. But right now, it is cold, so we're cooking up breakfast. What you got cooking?
So I've got oatmeal, and I actually planned an extra day of food. So I'm gonna do 2 oatmeal packages because I'm very hungry this morning, and then I'm mixing in peanut butter for extra fat and calories. But it should be a nice, filling, warm meal to start the day.
How cold was it last night?
It was very cold out last night. Like you said, when we started the night, it wasn't too bad. We were both just in base layers, probably because we've been hiking all day. But I put on some extra clothes knowing I'd get cold, and then I didn't sleep real well, and it got very cold. My sleeping bag or quilt kept me warm, but we had ice on tents. We kept our filters in our bags so they wouldn't freeze. I put on my boots this morning, and the leather was like cracking because there was ice on my boots from the moisture that had frozen. But hopefully today it's going to warm up pretty soon and be pretty nice once we start going up the mountain.
Well guys, we are much higher than what we were just a bit ago. There's elk tracks all around here coming straight up this hill. And not even hill, this is daggum mountain. We got, I'd say probably maybe 1,000 more so feet to go.
Yeah.
And then we'll be at towards the top. We're pretty darn close, and our thermals are rising right now, so we want to be at the top. So while we're calling, they can't smell us or nothing. Hopefully, once we get up there, it's supposed to flatten out a little bit, but I mean, because it's steep, but the elk have found something up there that they like, and I'm looking at a track over there right now, but yeah, so I think this is the right move.
I'm going to show you, just so you can see how steep. This is a similar mountain, and we're about, like you said, about 1,000 feet to go till we get to the top. Down there is where we camped, way down there in the valley, by the creek, and then we're just surrounded by mountains. I don't know if you can see that incline, but we probably gained 200 feet of elevation in what, like 50 yards.
Yeah. I mean, every step is about 2 foot. It almost seems like.
Yeah. So but it's crazy. Beautiful one.
What is up, guys? We just had a close encounter, and the camera wasn't on when it happened, but I stopped to call, and I called, and nothing answered, and we waited probably 2 minutes, and about the time we started going, I just see a brown figure, and it goes through the woods, and hear crackling. So about 30 yards away, I guess, where I stopped to call, 35, 40 maybe, actually, there was an elk standing there. So we scared the bejesus out of him, but we might just try to get some water. Our truck's only like a mile away, and we were thinking about going back to the truck and trying a different spot, but we might get some water. I think there's some water down here in this creek, and camp it out here in the morning. We're seeing a lot of sign. We're at about 7,200 feet, which seems to be 72 to about 65 is where we've seen our elk so far, in a live elk. So that's our best guess for where they're going to be at for the next few days. So we're going to stick to about that elevation band. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Thanks for watching all the way through of this video. It's been about 4 months since our last video. I've been slacking. I don't really enjoy filming deer hunting that much for some reason. It's just kind of sitting in a stand just doesn't do it for me. So I've kind of taken a break, done some work, kind of getting some funds saved up for this upcoming turkey season, which I'm so excited for. But basically the last big hunt that I did was this elk hunt, and it was, I mean, absolutely a life-altering trip. Everyone who can do it should do it, and just get out there. But not everyone can do it. It is difficult. It does cost some money to get out there, but man, if you just gotta be prepared physically and mentally for some of the stuff that happens out there. So I'm gonna kind of go over what happened in this video and kind of allude to what's gonna go on in the next 3 or 4 videos. So in this video, we just drove 24 hours, consecutive hours to Montana. And during that 24 hours, we experienced a lot of interesting things. Tiredness, just absolutely just dreading the drive in certain parts of it. Boredom, all of that. But we finally made it out there. And when we made it out there, man, we were just in for a surprise. Just seeing the amazingly beautiful configuration of the mountains in Montana was just something that a boy from Illinois has never seen before, and it's just absolutely breathtaking. However, as we were driving down I-90 to get to where we were going, we were realizing that some of these mountains were a lot bigger than what they seem to be on OnX and on Google Earth. So we were starting to get a little frightful, and rightfully so, because once we got out to Montana, we threw on those 55-pound packs loaded down with 8 days of food and water and all that. It came to realize that hiking any distance with that is kind of miserable.
But we managed the first day to go in about 5 miles, and that's when we saw those elk early on that were earlier on in the video. And basically we decided to camp there, and when we decided to camp there, we were going to kind of work that area over. But the next day we didn't encounter them. We didn't hear anything. We didn't hear anything bugle throughout the night. So basically we just decided to gain some elevation, and we decided to gain some elevation on an extremely steep slope. I'm talking like a foot every yard. It was straight up, it seemed like. We went about 2,000 feet in about half a mile, which is ridiculous. And that was miserable. And it was on a south-facing slope, and we saw a sign, but there was just nothing, no elk. And just not the sign that you want to see, just sign from years past. So we basically did that trip up for nothing, and we camped out there one night, and then we came back down to the truck, went into town, got some Wendy's, because we did about 5,000 feet, 5,500 feet in one day, and we were just beat up and ready to come back to the truck. So we ended up coming back to the truck and sleeping in our truck, and that's basically where you saw what happened last. We definitely got on an elk later on in the second day and spooked it. It was right in front of me, and I didn't see it when I stopped to call. And we spooked it out of the way, and that kind of led to our decision to rethink what we were going to do, drop down and spend the night in the truck and kind of rethink what we were gonna do. I will say that seeing those elk at about 6,800 feet really confused me, and it really set up about probably about 5 days of a wasted trip, because later on when we started getting back into elk sign, it was when we were at 9,000 feet or 8,800 feet and stuff, and not that 7,000, 6,800 range. So I wasted a lot of time throughout this trip at that range, and you'll see that throughout the next few videos. But eventually, as you saw in the intro to this video, we get onto something pretty darn cool. So thanks for watching. Please stay tuned. This has been a lifelong dream, and the video is not going to do it justice. But hopefully we can kind of compact it into something that you guys like to watch. And there'll be many more of these trips to come. I'm very ate up about it, and I've been just thinking about it since I left that place, and I cannot wait to go back. Maybe not to that exact spot, but to the state or just out west and hunting stuff. So I'm super excited. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.